In this video, we are going to go over the parts that are underneath your deck lid. Here is the handle, and we have the handle on the passenger side and the handle on the driver's side. The passenger side handle is what releases the locking mechanisms, which hold your deck lid in place when in the closed position, as so. And then obviously when you release the handle, locks pop up and allow your deck lid to be open. Now the handle should have two springs. You have a spring here and there is a spring underneath which you really can't see, but you can see where it's connected here. Mine only had this spring on it, and even though it worked, it didn't work properly. You really need the two springs. What's interesting is I have this NOS handle that I bought years ago, and it has a one spring, but it doesn't have the spring in the back. And this is from GM, so that's kind of interesting right there. But again, you definitely need two springs. Okay, another item, these guide pins. Okay, these were redone. They were kind of messed up. I replaced all the attachment bolts. And what you have to be careful with these, if you could see it close up, they're kind of ridged, I'll say, all around. All right. I found that an E10 socket will fit, but there's some play. Let me see if I could go over here a little bit better. There's some play. Also, a 7mm socket will fit. Maybe a little bit less play. What I suggest is that you soak these with penetrating oil first for a day or so. And then when you go to remove these, if you have a little extension on here, keep your one hand down to keep this solid against the bolt, and then remove it real slow. Otherwise you'll strip some of the, I guess you could call them the ridges, which I have done, or you could possibly break off a bolt, which I think I ended up doing, but I was lucky to get it out. The other attachment bolts that you see and the clamps and so forth on the deck lid, as I mentioned in another video, you just want to attach them with a snug feeling. Some of them are like under 13 to 15 inch-pounds or whatever. I don't remember the exact measurement, but you just want to make them snug. You don't have to over tighten them. Another point to take into consideration is this rod, which attaches to this part of the mechanism, which attaches to release the pins from these latches. Okay, I saw in one video where the one person was concerned about the play here, and what they did was they put another washer underneath. I tried that, but I didn't like the way the movement was, because if you see here, everything just works fine the way it is. And when I put the other washer in, it had pushed this piece up against this rod, and I just didn't feel good about it. So I left it like it is. This is tight, as it should be. Again, there's going to be play here, but for the number of times that you may use it, I don't think it's really going to matter. And again, you can see at this level that nothing hits, and it operates fine. Other than that, that's about it. You might have a desire to put another bumper. This one needs a nut here, to make the adjustment, because it sits on top of the top when you put this down. There's another provision, looks like from the factory, that you could put another bumper there. I might do it, I might not. Also, what I ended up doing, well, wait, let me get back to this here. This takes two nuts. I ended up losing one. Here's one of the originals. So I went to the hardware store and I found a hex nut number 6-32. This bag cost, $2, I think, but they fit perfect. And I think one individual, again, put some type of rubber washer under here, but looking at the schematics and everything, and the AIM, it didn't have a washer there, a rubber washer, so I'm leaving as is. And these have to be tightened down, but you need 2 nuts really. I imagine you could use a lock washer and a nut on top of it and it would do the same, but I'm just going with what was there. Lastly, you have the seat cushions. These are, I'm assuming, the originals. They're shot, so I bought replacements, and that's what I'm going to be putting in. And from Ace Hardware, I picked up replacement nuts. I just got a few of everything just to have on hand, and I'm going to clean up this area here and before I install them, and that way it'll look halfway decent. Well, that's just about it for now. Again, if you have any comments or questions or even tips, because this is still a learning process for me, but we're getting there. Just leave everything below. All right, thanks.